Hello everybody, Artifact Monarch here, back at it again with another updated Monarch deck profile. After days and days of testing, I got tired of the deck's bricky habits, and I decided to change the deck again. Side deck is going to be pretty identical, aside from a few changes, but nothing too special. But anyways, let's get into the deck list. First, you have your 3 copies of Erebus. It's pretty staple in my personal opinion. You play 3. You play 1 Aether, 2 Karaz, so you'll be able to use Aether, go into Karaz, pop cards on field, get some pluses. And Karaz, you just put them on field in order to get some more pluses. It's only really good for the Aether combo, in my personal opinion. It's not that good on its own, so that's why you only play 2 of him now and not 3. And then for the Fiends, you play triple Vanities, Fiend, and the 1 Majesties. I bugged Vanities from 2 to 3. And I took on my Metal Foes Fusion out for him because Metal Foes Fusion was bricking my hands more than it was fucking helping. And I came to the conclusion that Vanities Fiend is a dark target, so it gives Outlaw of Darkness more diversity. And on top of that, it's a Floodgate monster on his own. And that's why I decided to bunk him up back to 3. And people that don't like to run Majesties in the main, there's something wrong with you. Because Majesties is a great card. I mean, it's such a great card. You gotta run it at 3. It doesn't matter what you do. And now onto the Tribute Fodder. Now for the Tribute Fodder, we have 2 Gofu. I didn't want to play him at 3 since I'm not running the triple Karaz build that bricks a lot. Running 3 Gofu in the deck could get bricky really fast. And then I run 3 Ada and 3 Eidos. I prefer to max out Eidos. More now than ever, the Ash Blossom is becoming an ever-increasing threat. Ada is becoming more subpar now, since Ash Blossom has become the best hand trap of the format, being better than maxing all her other cousins and sisters, including my baby Ghost Ogre, my favorite hand trap, by the way. And yeah, this is the Tribute Fire you play. 8 monsters, no more, no less. And now for spells, triple Domain, triple Tenacity, triple Return, 1 March, 1 Pantheism, and Stormforth. These are all the Monarch spells that you want to play in the deck. Tenacity, Ash Bitch can negate. Pantheism, Ash Bitch can negate. Return to Monarch, Ash Bitch can negate that too. So you have to be very careful with these cards, and you have to try to bait that card out somehow. And trick your opponent into thinking that's the real threat, but in reality the real threat is the next card you have to play. Ash Blossom is very dangerous and thus has to be baited out, or your entire hand will be put to waste in a matter of seconds. And then for the next Monarch spells, I have 2 Foolish Burger Goods. I'm not running the Metal Foes Fusion here this time. I'm just running the 2 goods on their own. No Metal Foes Fusion, sadly. I like the card as a tech in the deck, but it just started bricking me too much, and I don't like bricking with this deck, because the bricks that happen with this deck are much more threatening than with, like, say, Statonites. With Statonites, you can brick and still be able to do some plays. If you brick with this deck, you can't do anything. And then I run 2 Outlaw of Darkness for the same reason. If you brick with this deck, the bricks are real. And if you brick with the Outlaw of Darkness brick, you might as well just rage quit because your whole hand's going to waste. And then the 1 Upstart Goblin for the 39 card deck, 38 card deck, 37 card deck, and 35 card deck. All these cards right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, can thin your deck down 1 to 2 cards automatically. These 2. Foolish Burger Goods in a way acts like an Upstart Goblin, except for the fact you're just milling a card. You're then getting its abilities in graveyard. So yeah, that's my Monarch spell lineup. Now onto the traps, it's very simple. You play double prime and you play the 1 escalation. The reason I put escalation back in to his deck in my recent deck list is because since Ash Blossom is becoming an increasingly annoying ass threat, you gotta be able to have a way to, like, let's say your Ada gets Ash Blossom, right? And you have a Karaz in hand. And you have that domain and you can set this face down. You need to be able to get this off, tribute off Ada, and bring out Karaz. on your opponent's turn. Because if you don't, you're fucked. You're gonna have a dead 8 on your board. Your opponent's gonna be able to go all out with their zoo shit. Ash Blossom's gonna suck away on that lollipop and just basically suck your plays dry. It's gonna fuck you over, and you're basically screwed if they manage to get that to go off on you. I'm gonna do some test hands today to show you guys that the deck works. So let's get into the side deck now. We have 2 copies of Ash Blossom's better half, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. She's not technically better by any means, but she's definitely my favorite hand trap of all time. And just look at this design. The design's so freaking cool. It's an amazing card. I'm trying to get away from the glass so you can see how freaking hot she is. Anyways, let me stop. Be dirty. Because she's a psychic, so she can read your dirty thoughts. Maxie. Because Maxie is absolutely phenomenal against Zoo. I play double Falcon because Falcon is an amazing tech against True Draco right now. If you're playing against True Draco, this card can easily balance the game back in your favor automatically. And even though Zoo won, expect to see a lot of True Draco still because it's still, in my opinion, overall, one of the best decks in the format you can play. True Draco Demise. It's a very powerful deck, to be honest. 4 kaijus. I actually wanted to put the 5th kaiju in here, but I just couldn't find room because I was trying to run 2 Ogre and Maxi. As you guys know, I am too poor to afford an Ash Blossom. I am too broke. I am a pleb, by definition. And then I run 2 Kaiju Slumber. Yet again, gotta be careful with this because this shit can get Ash Blossomed as well because it summons shit from the deck. See, this is why I don't like Ash Blossom. She hits too many cards. She hits the basic fundamentals of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's why Ash bitch, Ash hoe, Ash slut is only good at sucking away at that lollipop, sucking it dry. That's why she's gonna suck you dry while she's negating your shit. Literally, that's what she does. She's a bitch card. You play her, you're a fag. Because it's not because you may be able to afford it, but it's not like that the next dude sitting at the next table, then sitting at the next table 500 could afford that shit. Not everybody could throw $180 on 3 copies of on Ash Blossoms. And in this format, if you can't do it, you can't fucking play. That's just it. I don't know how I made top 4 with Stellars because I honestly, every time I go to locals now these days, I go there with the lowest of confidence, assuming I'm just going to lose. Because that's usually what's going to happen. Because when you have people that have more money than you, able to drop $400 or $500 easy in one shot if necessary for the format, while you don't have that kind of money or playing, really just lowers your self-esteem and just disencourages rogue players to play. And this is why I know a lot of rogue players that played older decks that just dropped out of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Altogether once we got into Links. Because if their deck didn't die, the meta decks were just not affected by Links at all. Zoo wasn't affected by Links at all, in my personal opinion, if the new YCS results didn't show that. True Draco obviously doesn't really touch the extra deck. Dinos could get away with just going Ultimate Conductor, Tyranno, Turbo Spam. So yeah, basically, if you're not playing one of those 3 decks this format, or Trickstar, you basically have very little to no chance. And it really is sad. I play double Twin Twisters just because you don't want to deal with certain floodgates. And then the real powerful side card is the Monarch Erupt, because if you're not going against True Draco, this card just absolutely murderizes your opponent, literally. It just burns them away. Now, onto the test hands. Alright guys, so now we're shuffling this up, and we're going straight to the test hands. In this deck, I like to power shuffle because, you know, this deck can like break you really easily if you just don't keep your eye on how you're shuffling. You have to shuffle really well. Whoa, what's that shaky cam doing, man? Alright. Well, there you go. And let's get some live footage. Force privilege, tenacity, Ada, escalation, and tenacity. Okay, this would be one of those situations where motherfuckers can be useful. Alright, this is my first brick hand. Let's cut the deck again. Force Burial, Monarch Stormforth, Gofu, Aether, Prime. Okay. Have to be foolish. The problem with this deck is bricking, and that's why I stopped playing Monarchs a while back. I just play it sometimes for fun because I like the deck, but I just hate the fact that it bricks so much. Oh my god! When this deck bricks, it's just garbage. It really is. Have to be Stormforth. If you're, let's say you were going second, right? Let's assume you were going second. You're gonna play Stormforth, use Abyss, discard Prime, get him back to hand, banish Stormforth, bring out Prime, tribute your opponent's monster in Prime, bring out Aether, and Aether effect, mill, Panthesium Prime. Come on, where are you? There you go, right there. View special summon Erebus. Banish Panthesium. Reveal 1, 2, 3. You get Tenacity, use Tenacity, reveal Abyss, search the domain. Activate domain on the field spell zone. This isn't much of a bad hand. It's pretty good in the very end. Alright, so now we're going to be doing live test hands. Number 2. Howler, Foolish, 1-for-1, Prime. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! The bad hand, Joe. This is why I gave up on this deck here, like months back. This is why. It's not good to brick like this. You shouldn't be bricking like this. No, it's not. So we'll be able to use 1-for-1 Abyss real quick. Yeah, he's not once per turn. We're good. Ada. Eidos. Abyss effect, discard, return the hand. Because this is the only thing that I think we can do. Bring out Abyss, hope our opponent doesn't have Ash. Which is why I don't play this deck right now, because it gets hurt so bad by Ash. Mill these two from deck to grave. Spin the card in their hand back in the deck. Banish. Get the domain. And pass. Yeah, this was almost a brick until I noticed how well structured the hand was. This is why you run Foolish Burial in your deck, kids. Alright. See how we do. Stormforth. Adios. Tennessee, please give us a Monarch. Ah, yes, that's good. Woo! Woo! Double vanities. Wow, this is a good hand. I'm not gonna lie. Now, we were going second. Let's see what we get. Prime, not that good, but anyways. Stormforth, we have Stormforth. We can Stormforth the opponent, and we'll be able to give him a Vanity's Fiend. On top of that, we have Idos, so we were going first. No summon Idos, Tribute Idos, Vanity's Fiend, done. GG, no re. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my Monarch deck profile update for post or new YCS results. If I can find a way to get a perfect shuffle, I need somebody to comment the best way to shuffle with Monarchs. Because I don't know if it's the fact that I'm terrible at shuffling this game, and that's why I suck in this game. I don't know if it's the fact that my shuffles suck. But if you can tell me how I can get shuffling in this deck to bring me almost like 8 out of 10 times consistent hands. The first 8 times, good hands. Second, 2 other 2 times, bad hands. If you guys can tell me how I can do that with this deck, I'll start running Monarchs again at my locals. But until then, can't run it because it bricks. Well, have a good night. Peace.